Hey guys. Now, most of the time I will talk about military vehicles, tanks, and whatnot, and other related topics and everything. I'm going to get off that path for just a second and talk about I guess you could call it a social issue, and that has to do with the young guys, in their 20s dating. Specifically, I have a son, early 20s, and as a parent, you know, I think a lot of times with guys, hands off, we take a step back, they'll figure it out. And for the most part, that's true. These young guys, they don't want us getting involved in their business, and we shouldn't. Just you have to pretty much shut up and do it. Because remember when you were that age, did you want your parents to, hey, how's it going? How'd that date go? It's funny because as a parent, you want to know, hey, what's going on with your kid. But and when you think back to that time when you were dating, yeah, you didn't want to tell your parents anything about what you had going on. But the difference I'm seeing today is the difficulty it is with actually him finding, what he wants is a stable relationship. We're not saying, all he's had his share of, girlfriends and whatnot. But I think now, if you're the young guy and you want to build something with a young lady, young woman, yeah, you're going to have a hard time finding that one with with those values. Now, I made my share of just stupid ass mistakes and everything through dating and things I need to go figure out, and as will all these young guys too. But let's say they want to actually have a long term relationship. Hopefully, what is the fairy tale? You find that one woman and you're her one guy, and you all ride off into the sunset together, and that's it. Some quality fairy tale stuff right there. But it has happened. It's just not very often. I got a couple of buddies that went through their share of relationships, but finally, hey, they dialed it in, and they got the woman they are. They're gonna die. They're gonna die with this one. That's just it. They're done. They know it. She knows it, and that's pretty cool. I'm pretty fortunate too now in this regard, but I had my share of having to go through. And so, what we're going to talk about here, what I want to talk about here, is the difficulties that the young men go through. And let's start with the basics. You'll see online there's a lot of advice out there. Oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, and what to watch out for. And a lot of that, will apply. Some of it doesn't. A lot of the dating advice out there is for the one percenters. Most, when you read these reports, that most Americans are $400 away from a financial disaster. That's like 71%. This one article I read. Anyway, there's a few other supporting that. So, what that also means too, and in this day and age, that a lot of you young men and women are still living at home with their parents. So let's talk about that, which nobody else wants to cover. You get that stigma. Man, you live with your parents. It sucks eggs. I know, because you're in your early 20s, and in the past you always hear about how your parents had already moved out at this time. In my case, I joined the army, and whatever it is, whether you went off to college and whatnot. But now that's not the case, because the money's just simply not there. The opportunities are simply not there for you to even afford your own house. And if you're, out here in Arizona, the standards, I guess, it's going to be indicative to where you are living. So whatever that is, you have to apply to yourself. For example, here in Arizona, where we're at, yeah, if he wanted to maintain this level of living, and he wants to buy his own house now. He's already, bought a few toys and stuff that young men get, a few Humvees, trucks, stuff like that. He's into that, and military equipment. And even though he's doing good for himself and has a decent job and everything too, and the young kids got yes, I know, young men. As parents, we always call them kids. He's sitting on about 100 grand worth of cash and assets right now, which far better than than I was doing at that age. I was married at that age, and didn't have any money. Yeah. You'll all get going in that direction in just a minute. Marriage. Anyway, but what we are talking about is long-term commitments, and finding that young woman, she would probably be in that same category. The difficulty you're going to have is what it seems. The research I've done is, does she want to build something with you? Does she understand that, yeah, okay, she lives with her parents, you live with your parents? Nobody wants to talk about the cold, hard reality that most of these young kids are facing right now. And we'd gone out to, have lunch at the, was it Rosati's we were at? Anyway, and a few of the waitresses are there, and they'll sit there and they'll just start talking. And Joseph will be talking to them and everything. And they'll tell their stories about how they were in a relationship and they had their apartment and this happened, that happened, he screwed me over, whatever. There's two sides to a story and all that. And the gist of the story is she had to end up moving back in with her parents because, yeah, the dream all fell apart. And yeah, that's the difficulty they face. And so, what, as a young man, would you have to watch out for out there? Um, and so that would be, I think, are they hooked up on all kinds of social media stuff? Let's get to the details. So if they have some kind of social media thing, be it TikTok or whatever, and it's all this vanity driven stuff, they're taking pictures of themselves and get out. Just that's a deal breaker right there. Okay, that's easy. You walk away from that. And if they also have this other stuff too about you don't want to be an option, you don't want to be one of these guys. And again, this is just for you want the long term relationship. But if it turns out that you're just another option to her, you got to check out of that shit too. If she's seeking validation from other men, and I have nothing. I have a lot of male friends because my group. Yeah, okay, leave. Don't even put up with that shit. You leave. There's other things to disrespect you. If she disrespects you in any way, you walk out. You leave. That's it. Done. You have to draw some boundaries, red lines, whatever you want to call them. There's other things too that you can do. Let's say 6-7 months goes by, and you've established, hey, okay, we're in a committed relationship. You get some odd feeling, some weird vibe, and do this. All right, I want to see your phone. Unlock your phone. And if she does anything, but she makes some excuse or whatever, just leave. You don't need to see her phone. You just have to see if, that's private. You don't need to see my personal. Dude, you're an option. Just leave. Okay, cut it off right there. Break up. Walk away. So there's things like that you do need to watch out for. The money. Yeah, all of a sudden, if she, like when you're first starting out in dating, they want to. I hear these stories about these women taking guys to the cleaners because, if you're not buying me dinner and buying me this, and no, screw that. You got to get to know them first. So there's all this blowback I hear about simple things like called, the coffee date. Go to whatever your I don't care wherever you go meet. Keep it low. You got to get to know them. So yeah, be the good guy. Don't be the nice guy. Don't just give them stuff. And whatever you do, don't get wrapped up in some kind of financial thing. I did it. Geez, there's one woman I dated, and I buy her stuff all the time. What that does is, they all want to be independent, and it creates resentment and everything too, because you're always there for them. You're always doing this, and as a man, we want to, provide. But no. What do they bring to the table? Really? Sex? I'm sorry, you can get that anywhere. So it has to be a lot more than that. So if they're not bringing anything to the table and wanting to build with you, they're not, calling you. It's not. There's no reciprocity in the relationship. Yes, I know your feelings are probably all attached, but you got to check out of that shit. Because remember, where did I hear this from? One of these guys was saying about how men can love but don't really receive it. Men are only valued for what they provide. So women, children, and pets are loved. Men, not unless you're bringing, unless you're providing a big fat wad of cash or whatever, then Good luck. So keep that in mind. Let's say you do find that woman, um, and everything's going great, guys. I'm not saying leave or anything like that, but do not ever have a weak moment. Let's say you issue at work or something, or maybe you had a family member or something that that died, or any number of things that could have happened. Got sick. You cannot show weakness ever, even to the love of your life. I mean it. They are attracted to strength, but the second you have a problem, and you will have a problem, you will have something that just freaking knocks you in the dirt and you're wrecked emotionally, all that stuff. But you somehow have to find the discipline to share it with one of your buddies, somebody unconnected, to your wife, girlfriend, whatever. And do that, but do not share it with them. Sorry, you can't if you want them to be around, because women are attracted to strength. They just are. That's just the cold, hard reality of it. And she can tell you all, till the cows come home, about how you can tell her anything. And no, bullshit. You can't. You got to keep the emotional stuff in check, and you got to be the strong guy no matter what. And hold your head up high, hold yourself to a higher standard. So those are the things to watch out for you young men. And even though you're still living at home, think of the level too. You're not going to get some hot supermodel or anything like that. So cash that shit out. If she's one of those chicks that's, again, doing the social media thing, and, oh, I'm a 10, I deserve this, that, and the other, walk away. Don't even waste your time. Dodge that bullet. Get out. Get out now. So what's the recap here? She has some vanity-driven social media account, pictures of her, I did this, I did that. And just don't even waste your time. You're into the relationship, you get some weird vibe, ask to see her phone. If she, puts any kind of stink up about that, no, my privacy, and how dare you, that, walk out. You're done. Okay. You're just an option. Something like, and they'll tell them themselves too. If she has, guy friends and everything, that one, oh yeah, one of my favorites, just walk out. She clearly needs validation from other men. She's doing all this stuff. Don't pay for any of that crap, with the nails and the eyelashes. And where are you in this picture if she's getting all done up? Oh, the girls' night out, there's another one too. Yeah, no, sorry. That's meat market shit. If you're in a committed relationship and she's doing that, okay, then please go find your validation elsewhere. I'm gone. That's another one you need to check out from too. So she needs to be realistic in her expectations. She may only be a 5 or a 6 on that scale. But if she understands and wants to build something with you, and if you can find that rarity in the young woman, and she's not part of that other crowd, then yeah, that's the one that you can go the distance with. Because even though physically she may only be a 5 or a 6, that kind of mentality that she can build something with you and is going to stick by your side, knowing it's going to be difficult, knowing that sometime in the future you guys will get to that magical place, then yeah, that makes her a 10. Okay, so yeah, I know we all want that hot looking physical attraction is a big deal for men. We know this. Let's just call it what it is. But that can be magnified by her personality, because a lot of those, 8s, 9s, and 10s, these chicks have shitty attitudes. And again, the vanity driven, like, oh, get the flip out of here. Oh, good night. It just makes them look ugly when they're just me. What can you do for me? Spot that stuff early and get out. So the interesting thing here too is, besides all those women are chasing that 1% guy anyway, they what do they call them? The Chads, which is funny because my name is Chad, and they got to be 6'2", also funny because I'm 6'2", and yeah, I don't like that, because when your name's that, it's the same thing as the women out there named Karen. They could actually be good people. Oh man, what's the connotation that they all got? Oh, she's a Karen. So anyway, same thing. If that's what they're looking for, spot it early and don't lie to yourself. Get out. This friend zone crap, don't give them the time of day. Oh, maybe if I just keep doing stuff for her, she'll realize what a valuable. Oh, don't be that pathetic sap. Screw that crap. Get out. Don't be her friend. And there's got to be reciprocity in the relationship. When things are established, yeah, then help her out with stuff. Hey, let's, you need a hand with this, that, or the other. Sure, absolutely. But if it's always one of those things where you better pay my bills, get out. If she can't manage her own finances, and you're supposed to build something with her. No, that's just a drain on you and your wallet. You don't need that crap. You can, I understand the whole dopamine fix where, these women make you feel all that and everything. Oh yeah, they'll know how to, push your buttons. Um, if you feel like you're getting gamed here, it'll be pretty obvious. Just don't lie to yourself, because we can, put the blinders on when we're really into these women, and think that it'll be great and overlook the obvious. So that is what you want to watch out for. And again, this is directed at those young men that are probably still living at home, would like to have a partner to build something with. Um, be realistic in where you're at and what your expectations are. And she has to do the same. If she's, I'm a 10. No, really, sweetie, you're only a 6. Okay, sorry, but yeah, don't lie to yourself. Yeah, it's a tough one. Guys, look at those signs. And then, as long as you keep your head on your shoulders, then you'll be okay, and you'll be ready to, either build a great relationship with whoever that woman is, or, check out so you don't get taken to the cleaners. That's what it looks like to me.